Sitting here on the tailgate, edge of somebody's field. I'm not sure who it is. Hopefully I can actually park here. River's right behind me. Drinking my coffee, having a little lunch. Been in the river for a couple hours. Pretty damn cold even with the waders on. Probably should have put sweatpants on underneath. Doesn't matter though. I'm really just happy to be out here. Just a little update. Still no fish, but we're gonna try switching up my flies. I was using a little woolly bugger thing that my old man friend said never misses. She missed today. So we're gonna try this guy. Another thing he gave me. Let's see if I can show you where I'm at. I only fell probably 3 times crossing to this point. Luckily, didn't get the pack too wet. Going back to the woolly bugger. Got a deeper spot here, and that one it doesn't sink as fast. This is a pretty rocky river. Anyway, I'm blasting some country in the AirPods. Sun's shining. Beautiful fall day. Was in the river for about 6 hours, didn't catch a thing. And I'm always saying that's not the point in my posts. And I wanted to dig into what I mean by that. For me, I'm not trying to influence anybody to become a fly fisherman. I think that would be just a very poor pursuit for me to go on. Especially since who would follow me in this endeavor, because I never catch any fish. So yeah, it doesn't seem intuitive that people would follow me into it. It's a really expensive hobby, and the rewards are great sometimes, but 1 year in for me, it's a lot of days like today. But I can't be angry about it. That's what I mean when I say it's not the point, because what I'm trying to do with Sunday Loon is not teach people how to fly fish. I don't know how to fly fish. I'm terrible at it apparently. But really just get guys to get off their ass. And I don't mean that in I'll never get political with it. This generation, blah, blah, I'm 31 years old. So what do I know? But I do think a lot of guys have just given up on, chasing down paths that could lead them to a better life. And that's not to say that any of these paths that I've, went down, hunting, fishing, just general being an outdoorsman, woodworking, like any of the hobbies that I have, none of them have, brought me fortune or fame or anything like that. Maybe someday they will, and that would be great. I doubt it. But if worst case scenario is you're chasing down these interests that you have, instead of just letting them be interests while you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix, instead of doing that, if you actually chase them down, the worst case scenario is a day like today. Like maybe you did something you thought you were interested in, and maybe you didn't set the high score or become the best ever at it, but you had a good day just like learning about it and trying it. And that's more worthwhile. You're gonna feel way better about yourself doing that than sitting at home, not doing anything. So for me, that's what Sunday Loon's about. It's about chasing down those paths, those interests that you have that maybe you just haven't given yourself that kick to go actually try. And like I said, I don't recommend fly fishing because it's really hard and it's expensive to get into. It's a lot of fun if you can afford it, and you live near a nice river. But whatever it is, just chase down that path. You might not, it might not change your life in any type of fame or fortune kind of way, but it could lead to you having some good days, and stacking good days is a good thing. I think that a lot of guys have just settled into, you know, essentially when you don't chase down paths, when you're not at work, you know, in your spare time, and you just sit around doing nothing that whole time, you're just accepting that whatever your job is, your current career, that's your life. Like, that's the only thing you do, because you're not doing anything in your spare time. So I did that for a long time, and I just couldn't do it anymore, especially changing careers into something that, you know, wasn't quite as fulfilling on a day-to-day basis. Like, it was instant. I had to get out there in my spare time and do something, try something as often as I could. And it's tough sometimes. Schedules get busy. I've been super busy the last 3-4 weeks and haven't had time to really do anything for myself, you know, try anything, or just do the things I'm already interested in doing. So, you know, that's tough, but you got to make time when you can make time. And that's what today was about for me. I had it on the calendar for a long time. Like, that's going to be a day. And I didn't catch any fish, but I got a little bit better at certain aspects of it. I learned some things, learned about some areas that I wanted to try. Doesn't have to be fly fishing though. You can chase any path down, and that's what Sunday Loon is. It's just about sharing that journey, chasing down some paths. So this is what I consider a lazy Sunday. This is my workbench. I built it probably 4 or 5 months ago in a weekend. I'm not a master craftsman, but it was a fun project. I've always wanted one. And it gives me the opportunity to just always make upgrades. So today I made some cool upgrades that I've been looking forward to doing for a while. Just, you know, good for the brain, just to be productive and see a project through. So as you can see, I built it so the toolbox would fit right under there. And today I spray painted these hooks and got those hung so I could hang some tools under here. There's a nailer back there. Fits the vacuum and the miter saw, some other stuff down here. And then I threw some hooks over here just to hang some random stuff. That's my fly net over there. I built in these drop downs just to store stuff. Like I said, not a master craftsman. Some of these seams are perfect and some of them are terrible, but she stays together. She's real solid. And then what else I did this weekend is I took a dowel from Lowe's and I drilled in at an angle and basically just created these hooks, and it created this gun rack essentially back here. And then I've got another one down here for my fly rod, or both of them actually. And then what you can't see, I put these wheels on it this weekend. So now when I want to move it around, this thing's, I have no idea, it's probably like 500 pounds. It's insanely heavy because these are all just 2x4s and 2x6s. So the wheels, you just press down on them, lift it up a little bit, and you can move it real easy. So big upgrades for me. Obviously it doesn't seem like much, but you know, it's fun to do, fun activity for a lazy Sunday, and I'm feeling pretty accomplished and organized my garage a little bit.